fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? So I'm so excited for this video because we're going to be doing a week of purple palettes, which is 5 looks using a different purple palette every single day. I am going to be doing my purple palette battle very soon. I know I've been teasing it for a while, but it is coming so soon, and before I wanted to post that, I wanted to first go ahead and do some looks with the most purple palettes in my collection to demonstrate what kind of purple look you're going to get out of each palette, because a lot of them are smaller palettes. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a look with the Menagerie Cosmetics Violet Ink palette, the Sweet Violet palette from Violet Voss, the Juvia's Place The Violets palette. I didn't realize how many of these were violet themed. Colourpop Lilac a Lot, and the Ace Beaute Paradise Fallen palette. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. So jumping into the first look, I'm going to use the Menagerie Cosmetics Violet Ink palette, and I'm going to start off with the shade Iron Grip right here. I already primed my eyes with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. I'm just going to go ahead and pop that shade through my crease. I just want to make sure the color is high enough up I can see it when my eyes are open. And then I'm blending it out. Alright, now I'm going to go into this shade right here called Octopi. And I really want to do a little bit more of an halo eye today. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that shade and pop it on the outer corner and the inner corner of my eye, and then start blending that out. So I am just lightly blending that out on the inner and outer corner, and then I might just, whenever there's barely any product left on my brush, blend in the middle. I'm going to go back into that original brush that I used and just lightly blend over the edges. All right, now I'm going to go into the shade Inkjet, and I'm going to take that on a very small crease pencil brush. It's like a pencil brush, but a little bit too big to be a regular pencil brush. It's the number 7 from Alter Ego. And again, I'm just popping that on my outer V and my inner corner to get even more dimension and depth to this look. And then again, going in with the slightly bigger brush and just blending out those edges. I'm going to take a touch of Inkjet on that same brush, just since it's already dirty, and pop that on just the very outermost part of the lower lash line to connect. Alright, now I'm going to take this shade right here called Jellyfish on that same bigger pencil brush, and just going to pick up a decent amount of product and pop that along my entire lower lash line. Just giving this shade its own little moment because it is really pretty. Alright, now for my lid, I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here called 3 Hearts, which is the darker purple metallic. I'm going to use that same pencil brush again just because it really picks up product well. I feel like it's giving me like the ability to put shadows exactly where I want them. So I'm also going to spray this one just to make it a little bit more metallic. And I'm going to pop that on the inner and outer parts of my lid. Just kind of blending it into that matte, leaving that little space open for one more shade. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Mimic on that same brush, which I think if you have a deeper skin tone, this could be such a beautiful inner corner highlight. Again, I'm spraying that, and I'm going to pop it right on the center of the lid, and then just blending it out. For my inner corner, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a single shadow, and this is the shade Zero Gravity from Terra Moons. It has a really bright, iridescent, cool-toned purple shift to it. I'm just going to pick that up dry, although the brush I'm using is kind of a tiny bit wet, but I'm going to pop that on the inner corner. Look at that. I'm going to go ahead and pop in the Ardency Inn Lilac Liner on my waterline, throw on some mascara, and I'll be right back. Alright, for highlighter, I'm going to go ahead and take the Lethal Cosmetics highlight in the shade Scatter, which is a really beautiful soft purple, one of my favorite formulas more recently. And I'm just going to take more fluffy brush and top that on top of my cheekbones, and then just lightly blend it out. And then for lips, I'm going to go into the e.l.f. Pink Kiss Lip Oil. Alright, so this is the finished look with the Violet Ink palette from Menagerie Cosmetics. I think it turned out really beautiful, so now let's go ahead and jump on into the next look. So today I'm going to be using the Colourpop Lilac a Lot palette, and I'm going to start off with this light shade right here called Zoned Out. Again, I already primed my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer, so I'm going to pick up a decent amount of that shade and just start it off as my transition color. Alright, now I'm going to dip into a little bit of this shade right here called Imagine That, and I'm just going to pop that directly into my crease, just a little bit lower down, just adding a little bit more dimension. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and dip into this shade right here called Filtered, and I'm going to pop that on my outer V, and then just lightly blend it out. I'm also going to take a touch of Iffy, and I'm popping that again on my outer V, just using a little tiny bit. It's a pretty bright pigmented shade. Just keeping that pretty tight in my outer V, not bringing it anywhere else. And then I'm going back with my original brush and just blending. I'm going to take some more of that really bright purple Iffy and pop that on the lower lash line. So I'm trying to decide between putting Fluff all over my lid, which is a little bit more of a true purple, or Wake Me, which is kind of a purpley pinky shade. I think I'm going to go ahead and do Wake Me today. And I'm actually just going to pick that up with my finger because I feel like that's easiest. And I want to do a little bit more of like a soft all over shimmer look. So I'm just going to pop that on the lid. Love these kind of shades. And I'm going to go back into my smaller blending brush and just slightly blend over the outer V. I'm going to take that shade Fluff and pop that on the lower lash line. A little bit more chunky, so I'm definitely going to tap off the excess and then just gently pat it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this shade right here called Trainwreck, which was such a beautiful duochrome. It's like a gray purple pastel. Again, just taking that on my pencil brush, and I'm going to use that as my inner corner highlight today. Really love how unique that shadow is. Okay, really quickly, I'm going to take my Ardency Inn Deep Purple Liner, throw that on my waterline, use my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara to finish off, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so for highlighter, I went ahead and pulled out my JJ Cosmetics Lavender Legacy highlighter. I thought it'd be fun to kind of show some more purple highlights throughout this video. It's a really beautiful, just soft, cool toned purple. I find this one pretty easy to wear. I mean, it's pigmented, but it doesn't go super gray on the cheeks. It's very intense. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of apply a little and blend it out. Hello, Rudolph. And then for lips, I'm going to go into the Kaleidos Lip Tonic in the shade Immersion. I thought it looks like such a pretty mauve. It might go good with this look. And then I'm going to go into my Ulta lip oil, and I have the shade Coconut. It's just a clear lip oil, and I'm going to use that to give this like a super glossy finish. So this is the finished look with the Lilac You A Lot palette, and I definitely really like how this one turned out. I feel like the skin just looks so extremely glowy. So I hope you enjoyed the look as well. Now let's go ahead and jump on into the next one. Alright, so jumping in today's look, I'm going to be using the Violets by Juvia's Place. I was thinking of doing more of a cat eye, and I actually wanted to do something inspired by my friend Angelica Nikis. She recently did a video with the Urban Decay Rewired palette, and she showed 3 different really unique eye looks to do with that palette. I will link her down below, but the third look she did was like a cat eye on the lower lash line and then more of like a brighter lid, and it was just like really like smoky emphasis on the lower lash line, which I haven't really done anything like that, and I haven't done like an actual cat eye kind of situation in a really long time, so I thought I would get out of my comfort zone and do a different kind of look. So credit definitely goes to her for the technique, although I think I'm going to do it a little bit differently. I'm actually going to go ahead and start off with this light purple right here first and just set my lid so that it doesn't crease. So I'm going to go ahead and take that shade all over my lid, mostly focusing in the crease because I will use a shimmer later, but I just want to make sure that it's not creasing, so I'm going to just throw some pigment on, blend it out. Alright, so for my lower lash line, I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with my Pixie Endless Silky Eye Pencil in the shade Black. This is such a creamy eyeliner. I feel like it'll really be a good one to kind of work with here. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of fill in my, oh gosh, I'm nervous. I'm going to fill in my waterline. I'm going to take some of that on a little brush as well. And just like slightly, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I just do the same thing all the time. I'm going to bring that into my inner corner. And then I'm also going to grab some and use that to start a wing on the other side. So I think I'm going to go into this deeper purple here and take that on a little angled kind of brow brush. And I'm going to put that along the line on like the outer portion just to kind of set it. I'm going to go into this purple right here, and I'm going to pop that on the middle of the lower lash line. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and take this purple, and I'm going to pop that on the inner part of my eye right here. So I'm going to go into a much smaller crease brush, and I'm going to go back into that deeper purple. Just going to pick up a decent amount of that, tap off the excess, and I'm going to pop that in my outer V to add some depth to this look. Alright, now for my lid, I'm going to go into the lightest, brightest metallic purple. I'm going to spray my brush to make it a little bit more intense and foiled, and then I'm going to pop that shade all over the lid. As you can see, it is a super, super beautiful tone. I'm going to go back into that deepest purple, and I'm just going to line my lid a little bit more just to add some depth to my lashes. Part of me does really want to go in with some falsies for this look. I don't know, I'm going to have to see if I can find my lash glue. That's going to be the determining factor. I had to add like a little bit of a liquid liner because I just feel like my wing is not very sharp. Alright, so I really want to add an inner corner highlight above the line that I've got going there. I think I'm going to use the shade Cavity from Divina. I'm going to use a very tiny little detail brush, as you can see, and I am going to wet it as well. Okay, so off camera really quickly, I'm going to throw on some mascara. I'm going to see if I can find some lash glue. It's been like 30 minutes. I looked everywhere for my lash glue and I can't find it, so I think I need to buy some more. And then I was like, well, now I have to do mascara, so I did like 4 coats of mascara trying to like do something with my lashes to kind of go with the dramaticness of my eyes. I still think lashes would have been so much better, but what can you do? So for highlighter today, I'm going to go into my Soph X highlighter palette, which is a little bit more of a throwback, and I'm going to take the purple shade, of course. Just probably that on the tops of the cheekbones. This is one of those purple shades where it's just like the tiniest bit of purple. It mostly just shows up as a icy highlight on me. Alright, for lipstick today, I'm going to pull out an old favorite I haven't used in a really long time, and this is the KVD Beauty Divine Lipstick. I think this was limited edition, but it's such a beautiful nude. So now that the brand is no longer associated with Kat Von D, I feel a lot better about using the products on camera, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Just because it is more of a smoky eye going on, I thought I would go ahead and do an even more nude lip. So I'm going to take the shade Creamer from Dominique Cosmetics, which is a very pale lip gloss, and I'm going to put that in the middle. Alright, so this is the finished look with the Violets palette, and I do like how it turned out. I feel like just in general, wings are not my favorite style on me. I feel like just for my eye shape and having very hooded eyes, they just don't do for me what they do for other people. So, I mean, it's not my favorite style of look, but it was fun to try something different. So now let's go ahead and jump on into the next look. So today I'm going to be using the Ace Beaute Paradise Fallen palette, and I have not used this one in a bit. It's definitely probably my least favorite formula. I've always had trouble with their formula, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a chance today, and I am actually going to blend backwards, as in I'm going to go with the darkest shade and then work to the lightest. I did already prime my eyes with the Anastasia eye primer like always, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with this deep purple right here called Shadow. I'm going to take that on a pretty small blending crease brush and put that right through my crease. And then just lightly blend it out. Don't have to do anything too crazy because I'm going to go with another shade on top of it, but I do want to just make sure it's even all around. Alright, now on top of that, I'm going to go into this shade right here called Eve, and I'm going to apply that right to the edge. I'm going to go ahead and take that brush. I'm just going to wipe it off on my color switch, and with no additional product, I'm going to blend out the edge a little bit more. So you definitely kind of want to take your time with this one, just because the only other transition shade in here is gray, and I don't want to go that tone today. I want to kind of keep it more purple. So I'm just going to keep blending. I'm going to go into a clean, fluffy blending brush and just lightly blend over the edge with that, just to make it a little bit softer. For my lower lash line, I'm going to go ahead and grab the shade Dusk, and I'm going to pop that on the outer half. Okay, so for my lid, I think I'm going to take this shade right here called Twilight. So I am going to go ahead and start off with my NYX glitter glue. I'm just going to pop that all over my lid. All right, now going in with Twilight on that same brush. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to pop that on the front, like 2/3 of the lid. Okay, now I'm going to jump into Night Sky, and I'm going to pop that on my outer third of the lid, just that little part that was left open. Alright, now I'm going to dip into this shade right here called Orion on my pencil brush. I'm going to go ahead and spray it. I'm going to pop that on the inner half. Okay, last but not least for my inner corner, I'm going to take this silver right here called Moon Glow. Again, I'm spraying it. And I'm going to pop that on the inner corner. Okay, so to finish off this look, I think I'm just going to go into my Pixie eyeliner, which is in the shade Black, and then my Too Faced Bed and Sex mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I dug through my collection for some things I haven't used in a little bit to kind of go with this throwback palette. So I'm going to use my BH Blacklight highlight palette, and I'm going to take this shade right here called Illusion, which looks pink, but it actually has a purple shift to it. So I'm going to use that to highlight today. I'm going to go into my Ofra gloss in the shade Chill Pink. Okay, so this is the finished look. I do like how it turned out. I feel like it's probably the fastest look that I've done so far, and that's just because I know when blending these mattes, I cannot sit there and mess with them or else they will disappear for me. So let's go ahead and jump on into the last look with my Week of Purple palettes. Okay, so today we are using the Violet Voss Sweet Violet palette. I have a quick funny story. I pulled this out, I was doing my foundation, I was looking at the palette thinking about what look I'm going to do today. I had it all planned out, and then I was like, oh, I should check the tutorial I did with this palette before and see what look I did, and it was the exact same look that I had just planned out to do right now. So I had to switch my mind up and decide to do something a little bit different. So I'm actually going to go ahead and start off with the peachy shade, taking that with a big fluffy brush and just blending it through the crease. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take this lavender shade right here, and I'm going to put that right through my crease, just a little bit lower down. I feel like this shade does pack quite a punch, but it's going to be a little bit muted because of the peach I put on top of it. I'm going to go in with my previous brush and just blend over that edge. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take this purple right here, and I'm going to pop it on my outer V. So once I have that color packed on, I know it looks a little bit crazy right now, but I'm going to go into that previous brush and just blend over the edge. I'm going to run that same deeper purple along my lower lash line, going back in with a little bit of that first purple that I used just because I feel like I lost some of its intensity. I'm going to go ahead and take this pretty kind of purpley blue duochrome, and I'm going to pop that on the lower lash line. For my lid, I'm going to go into my NYX glitter glue, and I'm going to lightly just dab that all over my lid, going with my finger because I want it to be a little bit more soft and not as precise. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and take this metallic purple, going in with my finger and tapping that on the outer half of the lid. I'm taking the purple blue duochrome again. I'm going to take that on a brush so it's a little bit more precise, and I'm going to pop that on the front of the lid. Last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and take UV from Clionadh to highlight my inner corner. Quickly off camera, I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Piggy Bank from Colourpop, throw that on my waterline, throw on some mascara, and I'll be right back. Okay, for highlighter today, I'm going to go into my Makeup Geek Celestial Highlighter. I was digging through my drawers trying to find another purple highlighter to use in this video. Oh, the gray cast. It looks so funny. Hopefully that blends out. Gosh. See, I feel like I talked about this earlier in the video about how some purple highlighters have that gray cast like this. Not good, not good. I'm actually going to take a tiny touch of that shade I used before from Clionadh and put that on the tops of my cheekbones. For lips, I'm going to go into my CoverGirl Oh Sugar Vitamin Infused Balm in the shade Caramel. I think it's just a very light, neutral balm. It doesn't even really show up that much. I mean, it looks a lot darker in the tube. Alright, so this is the finished look with the Sweet Violet palette. I feel like it came out pretty. I had a little bit of difficulty blending along the way. I feel like the outer V looks a little struggle-esque. Hope you enjoyed the video, got some ideas for some purple palettes, and even if you don't own any of these palettes, there's so many palettes that have pops of purple, so you can definitely dig into your collection and do some monochromatic purple moments, because I think that they're super fun. Or if you just want to throw them on the lower lash line, whatever. So if you enjoy my content and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button before you go, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!